Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter.
Floyd Mayweather, with all the tools that Terrence Crawford has, I will pick Terrence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather.
A lot of comparisons between Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terrence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
1. Max Kellerman explained why a matchup between Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather would be worth seeing. He called Crawford the best undisputed fighter today while giving full respect to Mayweather's dominance in his prime. According to Kellerman, Floyd's defensive skills made him nearly impossible to beat in his era. Crawford's versatile style makes him dominant now, and he has proven himself at the highest level with tools to test even Mayweather. For Kellerman, this clash would represent the best of two generations, supreme defense against complete offense, a fight fans would never forget.
At his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't. Because Terrence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great
Floyd
fighter.
Mayweather got the little shoulder roll. I get it. Controls distance. But Terrence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terrence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that. In the Zab Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
Sean Porter reflected on the ongoing debates about Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, noting that the comparisons often overshadow their separate greatness. He said people usually side with Floyd in fantasy matchups simply because his name carries the weight of an undefeated legend. However, Porter argued that this automatic choice denies Crawford the recognition he deserves. He stressed that Mayweather is the original standard setter, the pioneer who defined dominance. Still, he gave credit to Crawford's accomplishments and reminded fans that each fighter belongs to a different era, both excelling in their own time.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terrence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that fight.
Yes, sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah,
Yes. He's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ and
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody got
somewhere.
to pioneer it, right?
Figure
Yeah,
out.
you got it.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere.
yeah,
And I just believe Floyd is that
is the
OG
one.
you can't out-figure out.
Crawford himself has spoken on the endless comparisons by making a simple but clear point. He openly admits that Floyd Mayweather was the best of his era, a man who built historic dominance and transformed boxing. At the same time, Crawford believes this is now his own era, and he is the one setting today's bar for greatness. His view shows both respect and confidence, stressing that greatness should not be about fantasy fights but about honoring the best of each generation. This balanced outlook is why Crawford is respected not only as a fighter but as a thinker of the sport.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
Crawford has said directly that fighting Floyd Mayweather is not something he is chasing. While fans may dream about the matchup, Crawford dismisses it, saying he has no interest in trying to beat Floyd. Instead, he is focused on closing out his career on his own terms. This position shows maturity, as he does not want his legacy tied to beating a retired fighter. Rather, Crawford is committed to securing his own place in history and stepping away with dignity after completing the goals he set for himself.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beating Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I wasn't never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence fight.
Crawford often points to Canelo Alvarez's opinion as important because Canelo has fought both Mayweather and Crawford. When Canelo says Crawford is a better fighter, it matters since he experienced both firsthand. Still, Crawford remains respectful, saying Floyd was the best in his time, and now it is his turn to be recognized as the greatest of this generation. This mix of Canelo's perspective and Crawford's humility shows that while opinions matter, respect across eras is just as important when measuring greatness.
One where he felt like he was at the best, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, I don't know, I don't go off of that. Floyd is the best fighter, in his era. And I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the fight, I always love watching you switch stances as effortlessly as you do. You didn't do that a lot in this fight. You didn't have to. Were you expecting not to have to?
No, I felt like I could have, but why do something when something else is working?
Crawford doubled down on his respect for Mayweather by calling him a legend and saying comparisons are unnecessary. He noted that Floyd's era is already written in history as a time of dominance. His own era, however, is about building a different kind of legacy without forcing a rivalry. Crawford frames the discussion in a way that honors both men's careers. This approach not only ends pointless debates, but also uplifts boxing by celebrating multiple forms of greatness instead of searching for a single answer.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business for you?
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your ass?
Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
Chris Algieri also shared his thoughts on the debate, pointing out how complicated it is to compare Mayweather and Crawford. He explained that questions about who is the greatest often turn into endless arguments because too many factors play a role: different opponents, different eras, and different circumstances. Algieri suggested that instead of trying to crown just one man, fans should appreciate that both fighters are extraordinary. His perspective reminds people that the obsession with ranking often takes away from simply enjoying the brilliance of both.
And no, the discussion about, because Canelo was asked this question, who's better, Floyd or Crawford, and he immediately went to Crawford. Now, is that recency bias? Is that him protecting his own performance? Is that a veiled shot at Floyd? Probably all of the above. Is it really true? I don't know. And I think Crawford had a great answer. He goes, well, we're different eras. Floyd was, the best of his era. I'm the best of mine, which is a very diplomatic way to go about it. But listen, comparing the two is going to be an endless barbershop conversation that's going to go back and forth over literally the annals of time. I don't think we're ever going to be able to have a distinct argument where you're going to say, this is it. I actually want to do a video where I argue both sides with the same veracity and veracity, because it's that, because there is that much. There is that much about it, and you can, which is an awesome thing, because this is going to be the barbershop. Like, yeah, well, Rocky Marciano, Joe Louis. Well, he knocked out Joe Louis. Yeah, but he's 170. Like, we're gonna. That's the conversation
127 years old.
In real time with guys that we've all seen. Literally overlapping errors. So those discussions will always be there. It's great fodder. It's great barbershop debate. In the debate, it's debate.
Yeah,
It's going to be
I agree.
subjective.
I agree.
I think objectively, I don't think there's a way to really separate.
Yeah, I agree. And I prefer, as I was thinking about it, like, wow, I can't believe I've watched the Floyd era, the Crawford era, the Usyk era. It's like I've gotten to see some really great fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the '90s when boxing was everybody was going head to head, there wasn't a guy that stood out like Floyd, Crawford, and Usyk, where it was super dominant.
Robert Garcia praised Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez, saying Crawford did exactly what he expected. Garcia pointed to the power, precision, and calmness Crawford showed in the fight, explaining that the win proved his preparation and talent. By beating Canelo, Crawford demonstrated that he could dominate even the sport's biggest stars, which strengthened his argument as one of the all-time greats. Garcia's recognition further supports Crawford's place in boxing and shows that his achievements are respected by veteran trainers and analysts.
That you gave Crawford a really good chance. Of course. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. You know, he's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter. And that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, you know, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. You know, like I always said, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. You know, we were, there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm going to say it, Crawford by decision. You know, because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night. They're in Vegas. And he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision. And he pulled it off.